I don't know. And I'm going to say this again. I said this before we even started recording. I support women's wrongs, but not this.
Not this.
This is not what I mean when I say I support
This could be a
women's
dude, too.
It could be. Then I support... I don't.
I support men's rights. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very first episode of To Whom It May Concern. I'm Audrey.
And I'm Liv.
Did you ever read those advice columns in magazines when you were younger, like Tiger Beat, Teen Vogue, J14? This is just like that. You send in your problems and drama, and we give you advice. So, Liv, what is your experience with giving and getting advice?
So, I usually go to my mother for advice, and I feel like she gives pretty good advice. I also go to my boyfriend a lot for advice. I feel like he's very level-headed. And I feel like my sisters come to me a lot for advice, as well as my other friends come to me a lot for advice. What about you?
I feel like I'm the same. Like, my friends and my parents, I go to a lot, and I have a lot of friends who come to me, too, which is nice that they feel comforted when they come to me. But I think there is something really special about getting advice from, I don't want to say strangers, but maybe people not involved in your life and your experiences. Right. Kind of thinking about this podcast. People don't know who we are.
Right.
Outside perspectives can help a lot. So I think people you don't really know that well, too, can give good advice.
Right. That's what's great about therapy, because they don't know these other people.
Yeah.
And then they give you advice on it, and it's
There's
just
like no biases or anything. It's just outside perspective.
What do you like to give advice on?
Ooh, I like anything, really. I feel like any problem that a friend is dealing with is worth helping them out with, but I really like relationship advice because there's just so much to dig into.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who submitted something that they needed advice on. So our first one today is about a girl. So there's this girl that my boyfriend works with who has been super sus. She is a child and is 25, and for some reason has multiple times tried to follow my boyfriend on social media and is trying very hard to be more than friends. His other coworkers have told him that she's just the girl they all flirt with while they're at work. He doesn't really talk to her after a whole argument that we had, but out of nowhere, he's in a Snapchat group chat with her. He's left it after he realized she was in it, but now is bringing up how his friends and her are in a friend group and how it would be nice for him to hang out with her. Am I being crazy for feeling jealous and uncomfortable?
Okay, well, first of all, I think feeling any emotion towards any situation, you're not crazy. Like, if something makes you jealous or uncomfortable, valid. I
am a strong believer in woman's intuition. Follow your gut.
No, yeah, I was going to say that too. Like, it just kind of feels like this guy he has a whole truth, but he's letting you know little bits of it slowly, where he's like, oh, she's just some girl.
It's like a slow launch.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, well, we flirt with her. And then he's like, oh, actually, I'm in a Snapchat group with her, and I want to be her friend. Like, it's like, that's not how this started. You're not giving me the full truth.
Exactly. It's also, I mean, when you get into a Snapchat group chat, how do you not check everyone that's in it right away? And then miraculously realize that she was in it after an argument.
Yeah, when I join, like, a Snapchat group, I go through the list of people, and, like, I add the people I don't have already. I don't know if that's just me, but, like, I feel like you look who's in it. You're not just like, oh, I'm in a group, and I don't really care.
Also, I wish we had some context about how old your boyfriend was. It is a little weird that she is 25 if he is a little younger.
I think her bringing up the age and the fact that she has a child shows that they are not 25. I feel like I don't know who these people are, but I feel like they're younger. It's weird. It could just be like, maybe she has no ill intent and she is genuinely just trying to, like, be friends with people.
Right. But I do find it weird that she has done this multiple times, trying to follow her boyfriend. I personally feel like you have brought this up to your boyfriend before, that you are uncomfortable with this. But at the same time, like, I wouldn't step in because this isn't your battle to fight. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be the girl that's like, stay away from my boyfriend.
Yeah.
He should do that and
your boyfriend should set boundaries.
Exactly.
He should be responsible for doing that. You are not responsible for what this girl does or anything like that. But
with saying that, you are still allowed to be jealous and bothered.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to, like, bash on your boyfriend or be like, this is bad. But at the same time, it's like, he's obviously not telling the truth about a situation. or he's telling multiple truths. So I would, if this is like a first time thing where you have a lot of trust in your boyfriend, this can be worked out. I think that you can set some boundaries, communicate about it a little bit. I don't know. I guess it really depends on like your relationship with your boyfriend and if this has been a problem before, or if he's not willing to set the boundaries for you, then you have to kind of take a step back and think about your relationship a little bit and what you're willing to do for him. You got to make sacrifices sometimes, and I think Snapchat group chats and being friends with a coworker are very small things that you can give up if you truly love somebody.
I mean, do you have any personal experiences that can kind of relate to this?
I don't know. I guess a little bit. Like, I had an ex who kind of lied about a friendship he had with somebody who was once more than just friends. Where it was like, I don't talk to her, and then I found out that they were talking, and he's like, oh, I don't have her on like Snapchat, and then I found out she was on Snapchat. So, or he like deleted messages or something, and that's not involved in this. I'm not accusing the boyfriend of doing that, but when you can tell when somebody is not telling the full truth about something, and that says a lot more about them than anything else, you know? Right.
And what did you do?
Well, I'm not dating him anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, what did I do? I think we had like a long conversation where I was like, you need to decide what's like worth it. You need to set like very strong boundaries and stick with them and prove that you were trustworthy.
Exactly. I feel like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. What about you?
Kinda, maybe sorta. In high school when I first started dating this one guy,
yeah.
He had this girl that lived 2 houses down from him, and they kind of always like had like this weird sort of like friendship. They're like, oh, like we're like best friends. Okay, but then when I started dating him, he would go over to her house and be in her room and then be like laying in her bed. And I clearly stated, I was like, I am uncomfortable with this. I don't care how long you guys have been friends, but we are dating now, and that is not okay.
Yeah. And that's totally fair. Like, everybody has preferences. Everybody's like different about what they're okay with and what they're not okay with. But if you're going to be in a committed relationship with one person, you need to give up some things. And you need to be like, okay, I never noticed that this made people uncomfortable, but it makes this person that I love uncomfortable. So I can stop doing it. And if you can't stop doing it, then you need to like reevaluate your relationship.
Right. I feel you are able to be jealous and uncomfortable or whatever feelings you want to have towards a situation. However, I would not reach out to this girl personally and tell her to stop reaching out to your boyfriend. I think that you need to have a serious conversation with your boyfriend and be like, hey, I am not comfortable with this, and you need to respect my feelings towards that. Yeah,
and then let him do what he's going to do.
Right.
And you take it from there.
Exactly. And depending on what he does with that situation is going to impact a lot of things in your relationship, I feel like. Because if he's like, well, personally, if I was in this situation and I expressed to a guy that I was not comfortable with this situation and he continued to do that, I'm out.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, it's difficult. It's a lot more difficult than just that.
Than just like dipping. Yeah.
Right.
It's hard because you want them to prove themselves. That's the hardest part. It's like they say they're going to, you know, I say that like, I'm not like generalizing, like men say they're going to get better. But like, you know, like, it, you know, that stuff happens. It's like, you can't show that you're better until you are better.
Exactly.
And so, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Also, I just want to put it out there. I was going to say at the beginning, we're not professionals in any way. We're just two.
I mean, we have, like, experience in life.
We have experience in life, but, like, we're not, like, therapists or, like, life coaches at all. So do what you want with what we say, but you don't have to do anything either. You can just be like, you guys are stupid. Okay.
Yeah, if you don't like the advice that we can give, I mean, take what you want and run with it.
Yeah. Next one. Okay. One of my roommates. I lived with her last year along with 2 other roommates, and everything was fine. However, when we returned for the school year, I grew to not like her at all. They are always making rude comments, they're bossy, and walks around like she's better than everyone else. She has no friends, none. I feel like my other roommates have started to not like her very much either. I have tried my best to ignore her and give her the cold shoulder because I don't want to cause any more problems by saying something, but I'm in a lease with her again next year, and I don't think I can take one more year. Finding a subleaser is not an option. Advice?
This one's hard. Okay, well, first, my heart goes out to you because having roommate problems is not fun at all.
Yeah,
it
you're
sucks.
Around that person all the
Right.
time, and it sucks. Yeah.
And yeah, it's tough because finding a subleaser is not an option. Well, why isn't it an option to find a subleaser?
I don't know. I feel like sometimes maybe landlords don't always allow it.
Yeah.
And it could just be hard to find. I know so many people are looking, and it's really difficult to find someone to take your spot. But
yeah. Well, okay, props to you for trying to ignore her because you don't want to cause any more problems by saying something. I know that can be super hard.
Honestly, I would say just kind of like the other one, set boundaries. I feel like that's kind of like a big theme in like most of these, you know, situations, but setting strict boundaries with people, or not strict, but, you know, like strong, solid boundaries with people is always a good idea.
Also, red flag that she has no friends. When someone says that they have no friends, it is for a reason.
Yeah, and you do not have to be friends with your roommates. I feel like when I moved here, and I have like a decent relationship with all of my, I'm friends with all of them. But when I moved here, they were like the only people I knew. And so you kind of, I was just talking about this today with my therapist. You kind of are friends by force with the people that you live with in a way, especially if you don't have anybody else. If you're new to an area, you are kind of forced to become friends with the people that are around you just because they're around you. And the more time you spend with them, you might realize that you don't get along with them, or maybe you don't think that they're like great people, like this person is rude and bossy. You don't have to maintain friendships. You live in a space together. You have to make sure that space is safe, and you have to be respectful of each other, but you don't have to be besties. Like, you can be civil and polite, and I think it would be a good idea to talk to this person and be like, hey, I don't appreciate the way that you talk to us. We need to set up some like guidelines if we're going to be living together. You know, we have to be respectful, we have to be nice, we don't have to be friends, but if we're going to be sharing a space, we have to get along a little bit.
But I want to make it very clear, if it's all three of you that don't really like her very much anymore, you don't want to bombard them. You don't want to just all like come up and be like, hey, we don't really like you, we don't appreciate you saying these things, because that can come off very rude as well, and you don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to like attack that person. No, not at all. Like, even if you don't like somebody, no one like deserves that. What
I would do is I would wait for them to like say something or do something that wasn't very rude, and then say it.
Yeah, don't have like an intervention with them. Yeah, like wait, that's a good idea. If, you know, they say something rude or they're bossy or something, just be like, hey, maybe ask if they're like okay, and be like, we don't really appreciate that kind of, you know.
Or another thing, if you don't exactly want to like confront them and be like, hey, I don't really, if you don't exactly want to confront them and have a full-on like intervention, if that's not the route that you want to go, a good tip that my therapist gave me when somebody like offends you, or someone says something you don't like, or something mean to you, and you don't exactly want to like confront them right then and there, because that can be extremely intimidating. Look them dead in the eyes and be like, I heard you, and I don't appreciate it. And no words, just look at them dead in the eye, and they'll get the message.
Yeah. I do find some people, when you try to dig super deep into problems and you're like, why are you like this? Or like, you know, this bothers me. You just go in circles. And sometimes it's not worth it with people. And if you already know the outcome of the situation with this person, that you're not going to be friends, there's nothing to really get into with them. That's a good idea. Just be like, I don't appreciate that. But you don't have to like dig. It's not like you have this like deep connection with this person that you need to fix because you're just roommates. You live together. Yeah. That's it.
I mean, it sounds like your relationship with this person is at a point of no return.
Yeah.
So,
which is not fun. It's not fun to live
it's
with
not fun at
somebody
all.
with that. But, no, I think having a conversation at any capacity that you're comfortable with is a good idea. The sound of the keyboard.
Sorry, my computer turned off.
Okay, it's still going. We're
All
fine.
right.
We're fine. But yeah, I don't know. I would, whatever you're comfortable saying to this person, any level of confrontation that you are comfortable with. If it's none, then you just keep ignoring each other, and if that's the way that it works, then that's the way that works. If you want
Also, a compliment sandwich. You could approach it that way. Be like, this is a little hard because
there's nothing good about this person in this paragraph.
Yeah. Well, you could say like, I appreciate. Find something that you appreciate about them,
Hey,
or it could be a negative thing that you turn into a positive thing. Like, oh, I really acknowledge and appreciate that you don't let anybody walk all over you.
Mm-hmm. You could be like, I appreciate that you keep the house clean. You're kind of not nice, but you have nice, I don't know, eyes. Then you leave it at that.
Yeah. Maybe not exactly like
like
what we just said. Because I'm sure you know this person a lot better than we do.
Find things that you can appreciate about the person, because there's always something.
Right.
And yeah.
Yeah. Also, try not to blow up on them if you do end up saying something, because that by any means is going to make something 100 times worse, and you don't want to do that. And I know it can be very hard because your anger can get the best of you. Happens to me all the time. Sure, it happens to you. But yeah, try not to do that. Try to keep it classy.
That's our advice. Keep it classy.
Right.
Cool. Okay, next one.
I feel like people saw anonymous form and just start like spilling their entire guts, which I absolutely
which is fine.
love it.
Please do that, because that's how we have this podcast. But like, also,
right, I absolutely love it, but like this one is a little like wow. I've been cheating on my boyfriend since the beginning of our relationship, and I can't stop.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, to whom it may concern, shame on you.
Have you heard of therapy?
Shame on you.
Okay, I want to say, to whom it may concern, I hope you're okay.
Yes,
You are a human.
Mm-hmm.
You are a person. We all make mistakes. However,
and maybe you are going through something.
Yeah.
Which is a reason, but it is not an excuse.
Yeah. I just want to say, I know there are a billion reasons to cheat on people. The list is like endless. There's so many reasons why people do it. But if it's, and we have no context about this, so I just want to put this out there. If it's like a relationship that you can't get out of or don't feel comfortable or safe getting out of, if on the off chance that this is what that is, like, I hope you're okay. And I hope you get help. But if this is just like you have a problem with cheating, your boyfriend is like a chill boyfriend, and you don't have like problems within the relationship and you just keep doing that, you should.
Right. Yeah, you should maybe break up with him. Or, I mean, if you still want to be with your boyfriend, but you want to continue being with other people, you could ask the boyfriend to open up the relationship.
Yeah, and that's...
If that's like, I mean, if that's what people are into, no judgment.
Yeah, I mean...
But be honest about it. Because you don't want to keep hurting someone that you love. I
mean, you've been doing it since the beginning of the relationship, so clearly the relationship has not been built off of honesty or trust in any way. So if you think that it's a relationship you want to maintain, first of all, why are you cheating? You know, if you are okay with your boyfriend, and if your boyfriend is a good boyfriend, what is the reason why you feel like you want to be with other people? Maybe you are not, you know, into monogamy, and you do want to see other people at the same time, and that's totally fine, but both people in the relationship have to be on that page.
Correct.
You both have to know about it in order for that to work.
Correct. I saw this Reddit thing on TikTok the other day, and it was like, okay, you know, like the Reddit things with the Minecraft parkour, you know.
Yeah.
addicted to those videos.
Yeah.
But this one woman, she submitted something and she was like, oh, like, my husband asked to open up the relationship, but only on his side.
Mm-hmm.
That's cheating with the suit on.
Unless the person is okay with that, but that's completely up to both people. Have to be comfortable. Everybody involved has to be aware and okay with what is going on in the relationship. Yep. And if it's not, then yeah, you're cheating or you're crossing boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say reevaluate your relationship if this is somebody that you really want to be with and you love a lot and you gain something from the relationship and you find value in it. You have to tell him and you have to talk about it with him and see where you're going to go from there. If you're going to break up or if he's okay with other people being involved, you figure that out. If it's, I feel bad and I don't want to end this, but I don't want to be with him, you need to end it. Because you are dragging somebody on. You are putting a lot of stress on somebody else. And if he thinks everything is fine, it's shitty, you know?
Right. Also, I mean, if you were this person.
Which one?
The person cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And you were to go break up with someone, would you admit that you had been cheating? Or would you not tell them? Because I feel like if you told them that you were cheating the entire time, that would cause them a lot of pain. But at the same time,
lying, it would be hard to
right.
hold that in and not tell the
person. But you would save that person a lot of pain.
You would. I guess it depends. Would maybe not straight up say, I've been seeing a bunch of people since this whole relationship has been a lie, but maybe, like, say, I don't find value in this relationship anymore, and I want to see other people. Or say the reason for why you're cheating, but not that you're cheating. I don't really know, honestly, what I would do.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I feel like my answer is the same as yours. This is a really tricky one. This was very short-winded, but this is a giant discussion.
It is, yeah. We could probably do like a whole episode about this, but I don't know. I feel like you have to truly think about what you want and why you are staying in the relationship. If it's like, oh, he's so sweet and I feel bad, I don't want to break up with him, but I want to be with other people, you're doing him way more of a favor by breaking up with him than you are staying in the relationship, because no one deserves that.
Right.
But if it's like, I need this person, but like, this is a very valuable relationship to me and I'm in love with this person, I want to be with this person, but not just this person, then see what he thinks about that.
It's kind of hard, because if this person was so valuable to you, why would you hide this? You know, why would you cheat on them in the beginning? Yeah. And if you are cheating on them, like,
I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think that you can. It's going to take a lot of, like, trust and communication to start an open relationship at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I want to know how long they've been dating, too. Like, how long it's been going. Like,
it's only been, like, a month.
Yeah. I've been dating my boyfriend for, like, a week. But I can't stop cheating. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's tricky. Like, if you have formed such a strong connection with this person and it's all kind of been, I don't want to say a lie, but it's all, you've been hiding something the entire time, it's going to be hard to maintain a connection with that person, unless he's, like, a super chill dude. But I don't think anybody would be completely okay with this.
Have you been cheated on?
No, I don't think so. Have you?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to my knowledge. I mean, there's been, like, kind of like that last situation, like the first one that I talked about, where it was, like, it wasn't cheating, but it was, like, you're going behind my back.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, it's like, this could, you know, like, this person is capable is capable of cheating. Yeah, very slimy. But I've never been, like, fully, like, you know, like, I've been seeing somebody behind your back without you knowing. To my knowledge. If any of you are out there listening, confess in our anonymous. Do it.
I know. And I'm going to say this again. I said this before we even started recording. I support women's wrongs, but not this.
Not this.
This is not what I mean when I say I support
women's wrongs. This could be a dude, too.
It could be. Then I support... I don't.
I support men's rights.
I don't know about that
Nah,
one.
don't. Oh God, that sound snippet is just gonna like exist out there now.
What?
That like me saying I support men's rights. Someone's gonna like take that.
Putting it on a t-shirt, because that's just like absolutely not you at all.
Yeah, you can see me right now. I don't support men.
Also, next week we hope to have a video version of this.
So you can see us.
Yeah, some issues occurred.
Or the issues was just we
The
didn't
shower
want to do it.
curtain.
The shower curtain. No, I was mostly just like lazy and I didn't want to set up cameras. Well, also the shower curtain.
Yeah, I will admit I did forget to get a camera. So when you texted me this morning, hey, let's just not do a video version this week, I was like, woo!
Thank God. Are we done with that one?
I think so.
Don't cheat. Or cheat. Live your life.
But
Honestly,
don't
kind of a girl boss.
live your life, but don't hurt other people.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. Cool. If you're in a relationship, if you're a girl in a relationship,
and you have Instagram, you're cheating.
you're cheating. Okay, if you didn't...
He's gonna hate that last woman.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, oh, let me guess, you have an Instagram, don't you? If you didn't hear your submission this week, we promise we'll get to it. Thank you to everybody for submitting their situations. And if you haven't already or you want to submit more, you can just email us. It's twimc.podcast@gmail.com. Or you can fill out our anonymous Google form linked in our Instagram bio, which is also twimc.podcast. Also, somebody sponsor us. Please.
We're based in Winona, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So if like you're a local shop or something.
If you're Doug from KQAL and you want to give us money, I don't know if they do that.
Yeah, email us.
Email us, Doug.
All right, so thank you to everyone for listening to our first episode of To Whom It May Concern. We'll see you next week.